Hey guys, we're back with another video. Today we will be doing what Deku's perfect work. And I didn't do so good on the the USJ, and I don't think I actually showed you I don't think I actually told you about the how Deku's clothes look. So I'm gonna do that this week. No, today. I'm gonna do it today. But anyways, let's get into this video. We start this video on Inko Midoriya. Midoriya is her actual name. It's not. She didn't get married to Hishi. I don't know what his name was. She didn't get married to. Well, they were married, but they divorced. But her real name was Inko Midoriya. So, from get go. Anyways, so we start this what if on her. That's why Deku's name is still Izuku Midoriya. So we start this what if on her. She's currently in a dream, thinking about on her life and how she's gotten here. Gone to all her wealth, all her money, all her power, all of everything. All started with one person. We see how now we see Inko and Hayashi, whatever his name is, Deku's father in canon, him and her arguing about something, and Inko says, "You know what? To hell with you. I want divorce. I found a person younger and more beautiful and a better quirk than you, and you don't even make that much money. Ugh, I'm leaving." And Deku's father from canon left. After that, she was depressed. She was sad. She didn't know what to do. And she decided to go and adopt. But this is not where her story ends. She didn't fast forward to when she got fired. Her boss's wife didn't like her because she was always nice and everyone liked her, but they didn't like her. So she told her husband to fire Inko, and her boss did so, and made up fake reasons why he was firing her. Actually, she was one of the best people. She didn't ask for much, and a lot of people ask for a lot of things, but she didn't ask for much. She was always kind to everyone and was always nice. It didn't stop there, though. It really didn't stop there. She then figured out that she had a miscarriage because before this, she was supposed to have a baby. But the Deku that we knew died before he got brought into the world. But his name was going to be Izuku Midoriya. Well, Izuku Satomi, but she divorced. He and Deku's actual father divorced, so is Izuku Midoriya. So then Inko was even in more depression than then. Then everything turned white in her dream. Everything turned white, and a small little boy came walking up to her. The boy had black hair, but when he was walking towards her, some of it started to turn green. This was a young Izuku Midoriya, or Itachi Todoroki. That was his original name, if you don't know. Deku's original name was Itachi Todoroki, because Endeavor's wife named him that, but he gave up the name. But anyways, she see him walking in with a black shirt and red shoes with a black shorts. Deku was just walking towards Inko, smiling. He reached out a hand, and then Inko started to remember the good things she had. The excitement when Deku won, the excitement she felt, the excitement Deku felt when he won the lotto for them and earned them $1 million. The excitement Deku felt when she told Deku that they were getting off good in their business. The excitement when Deku first, when Deku first learned how to read. The excitement how he first learned how to ride a bike. Everything. The same way they bought a new big and better house. The same when Deku was drawing his hero costume. His hero costume was a black Uchiha shirt without the Uchiha symbol, but to replace the Uchiha symbol was kanji, the kanji from Midoriya, which was his last theme, what Midoriya meant. Midoriya in this universe, whatever, in this what if, meant hope. And that's what his last name represented, hope. He had on, then he had black shorts with also with the kanji for Midoriya on the left side of the leg, on the corner of the pants. Then he had back bandages all the way up to his elbow, all the way down to his wrist, and to the point where you thought his whole hand was wrapped in black bandages, all the way on his hands and feet. So there was black bandages on his hands and feet. He had on it. Then it had black gloves. But on the GR shirt, two lines making an X was on the shirt. And there was a different version of it where I had a hoodie, but that was for stealth missions. Also had red shoes, the shoes that Deku had in season 2, where they could extend and extend slowly. When the part of the shoe opened and then closed, that Deku has that on his shoes. Then it was his mask. The only downfall with Deku is that when he uses his ice or fire, steam would come out of his body. It wasn't much of a weakness, but it still affected him because the steam would blow into his face, and it was hot steam, or depending on which it was, cold, depending on what quirk he used. And his body would store the steam, so it was a lot. So whenever that could use his power, steam would come out of the mask, so it wouldn't be trapped, so he wouldn't have to let it out at one time. Because that could also affect how he used his quirk if he let all of the steam out at one time. You can see the excitement where Deku found the fire bending scroll. The excitement he had when she first let him use the training area. The excitement she felt when Deku first went to middle school. The excitement when Deku got together with when he got together with Mei, Uraraka, and Katsuki. The excitement she felt when she became a multi-billionaire. Multi-billionaire. Being one of the most richest people in My Hero universe. When the same she felt when she saw that Deku was happy for her quirk becoming full-blown telekinesis. When it became so strong, it was classified as telekinesis. As long as it was not a building, she could lift up in the air, but she had no drive to be a hero, but she only did it for Deku. The same she felt when her friends supported her and her went to get Deku. Deku was the star of her life. The same she felt when Deku got into UA by recommendation but turned it down to do the test and still came out with top marks. The excitement she felt when Deku single-handedly nearly destroyed the normal, and it was broadcasted later on TV. The excitement she felt when Deku was just getting so powerful. The excitement she felt when even All Might praised Deku. The excitement she felt when Deku healed All Might to a point where he still goes into his small might form, but his small might form is more buff and it looks he's more buff and he has more muscle. And that's how much she felt when Deku told her about that almost finished becoming to his prime, but sometimes he actually does have to go back into his small might form. But it was a big achievement. All Might could use his full power when going to All Might form, but when he would be transformed to small might form. So his becomes a transformation quirk, while his one for all became a transformation quirk. The same he felt when Deku started to learn how to be more powerful and how to become better. All of that made her feel like she was a successful mother. Like she didn't need Hashi, whatever his name was. She didn't need her boss. All she needed was Deku, and that was it. And that's exactly what it was. All she needed in her life was Deku, Izuku, Midori, whatever you wanted to use. She then woke up to see Deku tapping her and telling her that it's time to get up. And now 15-year-old Deku, after all those years, a 15-year-old Deku, how handsome he became. No homo. How strong he became, how muscular he became. And for some freaky reason, all of it compressed into his body. All the muscle he gained compressed into his body. It was almost weird, but hey, who is she to complain? But today was a day that she knew that she was gonna be part of Deku no matter the outcome. Today was Deku's first sports festival. She was going to watch into the private booths of the private booths. She wasn't watching at home like she did in Canon. She was doing it in her private, um, what is it called now? Private, private watching booths, private box or the box. If you watch baseball, so no 15-year-old Deku, and most of this is gonna be on the perspective of Deku's mom. So it's gonna be more perspective of her because I didn't fully flesh out her backstory. I only told you parts of it, and that's on me. And I just used her dream to clear up some stuff. So, anyways, so she got up and saw that me, Uraraka, and Katsuki were there waiting on her to get up. She remembered that she had to go and get something, so she told them to go on to head to school. You know, let me clear this up. Deku does have cars because he's gonna be 16 in a few months or two. He's gonna be 16 in a few months, so he will be able to drive, which he already got his driver's license at 15, but he will only be legally able to drive at the age of 16, so he has cars. I just wanted to clear that up. The limo driver pulled up and Deku, Uraraka, and me and Katsuki went to UA. Now, Deku's mom drove her car to her main company, which was in the city, and she went into Izuku Corporations. Yeah, but you want to know what his name Izuku Corporations because Izuku is because that's her son's first name, and if it wasn't for him, this company would exist. So yeah. Now when she entered, um, her secretary told her that two people was here to see her, and she was said okay and told them to come in about 5 minutes when she gets up there. She goes up there and she sits in her seat, gets comfortable, and places her hands on the table, holding up her chin and looking towards the two people. Now, Inko is not fat like she was in canon because she never got depressed. Well, she did get depressed, mainly because of her Hiyashi. But she didn't have the time to get fat after that because she had to raise a child. So, eh. And she got a lot of money, so she had to be walking around a lot. So she actually is fit like she was when we see her in the flashback. So she's fit. So Inko is using her telekinesis to do paperwork with her mind. So she's also doing paperwork at the same time. That's why she has her eyes closed. And two people enter: her old boss and her ex-husband. She sighed when seeing both of them. She knew instantly that this meeting was not a congratulations meeting. This was meeting of dominance. Her old boss, which was technically this was his old company, cause she bought it out from him, and his wife left him because he became less richer. He still got some money, but like less richer, and he actually less richer too. So yeah, things went bad for them after that. So eh. So Inko looked at them and asked them what was their problem. He actually went first. I want my divorce money. Inko said that would be around 500,000, right? No, he said half a billion. I don't think so actually, because at the time the judge said 500,000. Inko's ex-husband said, um, scrunched his teeth, knowing that she was right but wanted to get more money out of it. Then her boss spoke. This is my building. I should have a sliver of the money. Inko shook her head and said, if I remember correctly, I bought this company from you and I made it my own. I changed the name. I started to do more things, started to open more companies when I got the money to. I built all of this by myself, except the funding was from my son. Well, more or less a scratch card, I guess. She chuckled at that part. He actually said, what son? You told me that you had a miscarriage. And she said, yes. The child that we made Hiyashi is dead. I'm sad, but he's dead. I can't do anything about it. I adopted a son. If you don't remember, if you couldn't recognize the name, Izuku Midoriya of UA High. No, Hiyashi remembered it. I'm gonna call him Hazashi because I think that's his name, Hazashi. Yeah, it is Hazashi Midoriya. Anyways, Hazashi was angry that he would use the name that she made. But then she told him that it was her child. She could name him whatever she wanted. Doesn't matter if he made the name. He Hazashi was just trying to find any excuse to get some money out of her, but it came in vain because he was gonna get none because he kind of left the girl for a younger woman that big liked his ass. But anyways, Hizashi and her old boss just left the building because they couldn't get anything out of her, so they left. Inko then got herself prepared since she finished her paperwork while talking to them, and she got herself prepared for the UA exams. Well, not exams, it's sports festival. Her limo pulled up outside, and she bought a banner saying "Go Izuku." She got many of her colleagues and Mei Hachimi's mom, Katsuki's mom, and Izuku's no, and Uraraka's mom did the same. But you wanna know something? Katsuki's father um and Uraraka's father is not there anymore. Is not there anymore. They left their wives. If you guys want me to elaborate on that in the next part, if you want a little side story like what I'm doing now, if you want that, just comment down below. I got you. Because I really want to get into these mothers' backstories because it's pretty interesting what I made for all of them. The only one that father is not gone is May's dad, but he's not really relevant, so I don't care about him. He's not relevant, so I don't care about him. So yeah, but that's not the point. So she went to the sports festival and she arrived in the box. If you know what the box is where people watch the the festival or the games or the baseball or basketball. Is where they watch in private seats, basically. So she arrived there and she put the banner outside, and you could see it from the first exam. So now we go back to our main character, Izuku Midoriya. Izuku got to school not too long ago, but before he got to school, he saw Endeavor. Oh, good boy, Endeavor. What is yo? Hold up, guys. Sorry about all the messages coming through. That's from whose name is Six Messy. I can't remember his name. I talk to him sometimes. He has a channel, YouTube channel. If you could recognize the profile picture, you know what I'm talking about. He has more subscribers than me by now. I think he has like 2K, and I put 2K something, and I have 1K something. I don't know, but let's get back into my what if. Whatever. Where was it? Okay, so you could see it. So we go back to Deku. He sees Endeavor, and oh boy, Deku was mad, but he had a good expression on his face. You can see if he was mad or sad or even fucking happy because of his years of practicing his blank face. Because he knew his emotion could cite a battle. So if a person knew he was angry, they could capitalize on his angriness, which he learned at a very young age. So he learned how to diffuse his emotions or hide them to the plain sight. When Endeavor told Deku to force Shoto to use his left side or right side, I didn't know which one it was his fire side. I can't remember. Izuku just ignored him, had no care for him in the world, and I don't understand why he would. Deku just stood there and said, "It's not my concern about his quirk and what he wants to do with his quirk while walking by. If he doesn't use it, he's going to die, and I have no problem with killing him." And everyone was shocked. This was not a mentality of a hero, but he acts heroic all the time. When it came to him, he was cold. Then he remembered one son of his that looked like Deku, but he wasn't. He didn't act like him because even as a kid, Deku was joyful, or Izuku, whatever you want, or Itachi, whatever you want. He has so much freaking names. Anyways, but he brushed it off, saying that it could not have been him, because he believes he's dead now. Because who wants a quirkless no one? But anyways, so they go on the first trial and they say start. Um, Todoroki still does his freezing everyone and then goes, but Deku's having none of that. He says, what did he say? Okay, sorry. He says, "One for all, Amaterasu, flare." A burst of black flames comes from Deku's leg and propels him fast in the air, nearly breaking the sound barrier. He blows past all the obstacles, not even touching the ground once. He only touched the ground at the finishing line. Now, please notice, Deku used a lot of power. He used 100% for a split second, then turns it off. He's been trying to master that, because if he could use 100%, he could just fly past, and using Amaterasu flare on his feet, he can just go even faster and propel himself in the air. So Deku was the first one to pass in a matter of one of 0.020 seconds. He point 0.020, so he made it there in 20 seconds. Everyone was shocked to see this much power from one kid. This person got there in a matter of 20 seconds. And it would make sense, mainly because Deku was using 100% for a split second, and using Amaterasu flare at the same time, which he could move at the speed of Mach 1 at full power with his Amaterasu flare. So it makes sense that he got there in 20 seconds by my calculations. Anyways, Deku comes first and he's just waiting, and Katsuki gets a little mad at Deku for just showing off like that. And Jesus, I'm sorry for that again. God. And a purple aura comes from Katsuki's foot. Then she says, "What is? Hold it, guys. Nuclear explosion. In a burst of green flames, green explosions, Katsuki blew her way off. She got halfway across the court and then started to use what's called it now? What she started to use? Damn it! She started to use explosions on her hands to propel herself, to keep herself in the air. So Todoroki is now entered. I told her let's skip because Todori made it, but I want to make. So not too long after that, um, Uraraka hit some joints in her body, mainly on her legs, and they glowed a pink color before dimming. And her eyes became a pink color too. Then she all of a sudden dashed off at speeds even Ida couldn't reach. Well, he couldn't reach a lot of people's speeds in this one, but anyways, speeds a lot of people couldn't reach. Then, 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 um, then he started. Then it came to Hachi. Then it came to Hachime or Mei or Mai or Mai Hachime or Mei Hachime. I don't know how you say it. Mei then touched her boots, and let's explain Mei's like suit, cause she's wearing UA clothes now, but her Kira costume, she has laser beam guns, laser pistols, because her eyes remind me of that you can target something and lock onto something. So she has the innate ability called lock on. I think that's what her quirk actually is. But when she shoots a gun, she can hit them dead center no matter what. So she capitalized on that. She is a support course, but she can do hero courses sometimes. So she is a hero and she's a support course person. So she does both. So people recognize her as a support and hero course. So yeah. So she uses her jet booster that she made, and she doesn't really need to like put on a show because she doesn't need to put on a show because her mother can provide money for her. So she doesn't really need people to fund her. She can just do it herself. So yeah. She then ends up in fourth. Todoroki no, fifth. Todoroki is third, and Uraraka is fourth, and that's it, right? So yeah. So Deku still has his a million points, but but I'm gonna slay past this one because I don't know how to put people in teams. So, well, not that I don't know, I just can't do it properly. So I'm gonna decide on this one. Deku. No one gets Deku's 1 million points. Deku still has his a million points, so no one gets it like they did in Canning. Everybody passed that was in Canning passed. So I just don't want to go through that. Anyways, so the first fight that I can fully remember is the Katsuki fight, the Katsuki and Uraraka fight. Since they're both girls, they know holding back or no one can shout hold back on her. Stupid ass nigga. Stupid. Let's start this fight. So Uraraka pulls out some metal balls and then attach them to strings on her wrist. She had she having she makes them heavier is their gravity. She makes them heavier with her quirk, and she starts to float with her quirk. And she has a special license to use those because she actually needs those to use some abilities of hers. So yeah. So she shoots the metal balls to Katsuki, but Katsuki dodges them with a lot of effort because they're moving very fast since she can lighten the ropes. She can lighten the ropes. So it's pretty hard for Katsuki to get it, but she does an explosion near to her, and she falls. She keeps on doing explosions, and the heat from explosions, because she got rid of her nausea, she has a weaker body, a weaker metabolism. So her body is way weaker than Canon, but she's training on that. So that's her weakness now. Her body's weaker, so the heat would knock her out. It takes a lot of blasts to knock her out, but she still gets knocked out. And the Ida and May fight. May rocks Ida's world. Like, he completely finesses him. She hits every joint with a laser beam. Every joint in his body and with a laser beam. So he really can't do anything, really, because so Ida loses, but it's her against Dark Shadow, and she loses, and Dark Shadow goes on. Man, guys, tell me what you want Deku's hero name to be. Do you want it to be Itachi, or cause that's his real name? But do you want it to be Itachi, or you want it something else? The Black Flame user or something, like something. Tell me what you want in the comments. Then we got Deku and the boy that controls his mind. Deku wouldn't speak because he's not the one to answer questions. And he actually took what he said into consideration, and he knocked the fuck out of him. But when he was on the brink of passing out, he still gave his speech towards him and told him that he had to train to get his quirk like this. He had to sacrifice to get his quirk like this, so his life was not always easy. It became easier when he tried it to be. When he tried to make his life easier. His quirk became more controlled when it became easier. My quirk would have been classified as a villain quirk, because my flames can never extinguish. They can only extinguish when I will them to. Other than that, they can't. I had to train night and day so I don't completely burn a person's skin off whenever I use my flames. I had to train night and day to regulate my flames. I had to train night and day so I could learn how to use my quirk in a different way. So, to be honest, you deserve Class A, but you lack determination. And I would recommend you to train under Aizawa, because let's say Aizawa is doing hero courses, was it hero courses? I don't know. Selections. Let's call it selections. Let's say that. Let's call it selections. So he's basically gonna become like not Endeavor. I mean Aizawa. He's gonna become like Aizawa. So he's gonna have that scarf, the same scarf that Aizawa has, and his quirk is not similar to Aizawa's, but it can work in a way where the scarf would help him, and it could work with Aizawa. So like, yeah. And I'm gonna open a new spot for him, so he can be in Class 1A, because I like his character. So yeah. So then other fights happen, like the Momo and Dark Shadow fight. All that bullshit happens. The Mina and the laser guys fight. All of that shit happened the same. The boy that can make his body hard. Well, that song sus. Anyways, that has the hardening quirk. That has the Kirishima. Yeah, Kirishima. After Kirishima finishes fight and beats the metal card in the quick man, Itachi or Deku gives him a fist bump, and Deku says that he passed. And Deku, Kashima said he passed, and Deku said you passed. Because remember, they are best friends in this one. So not him and Katsuki, because that's gonna be seen weird. It's gonna people gonna speculate shit. So no, Deku's cheating. Or Katsuki's cheating on Deku. No, 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 no. Naruto kisses Uraraka on her lips, telling her that she did her best. He's saying congratulations to Katsuki, and Mina saying she did her best and congratulations. Now it's time for the fight. All of us, especially me, was waiting on the fated fight between brothers, the older brother against the little one. It is only by a plethora of seconds, but meh. Do I really give a fuck? No, I don't. Anyways, so Todoroki, Todoroki enters the stage. Deku enters the stage, or Izuku, or Itachi, whatever you want to name him. Tell me what you want me to call him. Sometimes, like, do you want me to call him Itachi, or you want him to call him Izuku? Sometimes when I'm referring to him, tell me in the comments. Todoroki looks at Deku with a blank face. So does Deku look at Todoroki with a blank face. A lot of people can see this. No people look at Deku. They can and see Todoroki looking at each other. They can see the similarities between them. It's not much, but you can see the similarities between both of them. How their facial features align and how they have the same gaze at people. Their coldness, but it's the only difference is Deku talks more, and you can know that he's kinda shit. Todoroki then speaks. I guess my father told you to make me use my other side. Yeah, he asked me to do so, but I told him to buzz off. I don't care, Todoroki. If you die, you die. I don't give a flying fuck. Said, that's not like you, Deku. What's wrong? Okay, let me guess. To see one of my family members tell me about my other family member while abandoning the other one. I'll let that sink in. Who do I remind you of? Why is my quirk so similar to yours? Why do I look so similar to you? What's my real name? Todoroki. Think about it. Think about my real name, Todoroki. What happened to your older brother? Have you figured it out yet? No, let me jog your memory. We were kids. Mom loved me because I looked nothing like our father. Actually, that's one of the things that I'm glad for now. At first, I thought it was weird, but now I'm glad for it. I looked nothing for our father. I was our mother's pride and joy. So were you, but not as much as me. But our father, no. He was different. He didn't like me. You didn't like me. My sister didn't like me. My brother didn't like me. All of my family except my mother just didn't like me. At first I didn't understand and wanted you to acknowledge my existence, but now I straight up don't care. My sister is a fucking she's a kindergarten teacher but never cared for me. My brother is one of the most supportive brothers to you but isn't to me. My father, well, he's never changed. He's still a power-hungry, stupid, impudent, old man. And one day, and just one day, This might sound cruel, but what he did to me, I don't give a flying fuck. Sorry for the language if you guys don't like it. I just need to. I've been watching stuff on Endeavor, and I just hate how he acted. So I'm taking on my anger in this what if. So like yeah, I don't give a flying fuck. Endeavor, Endeavor, Endeavor. When he dies, I will laugh. When he cries, I will laugh. When he's sad, I will laugh. Because all those things he made me want to do. He made me want to die. He made me want to cry. He made me sad. He made me all these things. But one thing he made me that I have to give him credit for is that he made me an orphan. He disowned me. He sent me to an orphanage. But this is where I find my real parent. A parent that I never got to have. A parent that he took away from me. A new mother. And I will find mom one day. Y'all refuse to tell me where she was, but I will find her one day. But I met my new mother. A person who loves me no matter what. A person who took care of me no matter what. A person who listened to me no matter what. A person who cared for me. And in doing all of this, Deku's hair was turning white. This was something odd. Not even Deku knew this. His hair was turning white, just like his mother's. This is all the pent up emotion and how he was rejecting himself. He was not in balance with himself, and he was not showing his true colors. What raised him. So this caused his hair to go to white. His face was still blank, but he was showing his voice showed so much emotion. Deku was not even flinching at the stares people were giving him. But when they heard, so Deku keeps on talking. He says he abused us every single day just for his perfect creation. And then his perfect creation he threw away, not knowing his perfect creation came true. At this point, now Deku is creating one of his hands turned into black ice and his other engulfed in black flames. His perfect creation became the one thing that he threw away. He didn't believe in me, and why should I give a fuck about him? Huh? And our older brother, he was no better. He was just a piece of filth like all the rest. And the fact is that you didn't even realize he's alive. I know he was alive. I saw him when he left. But I didn't care. Actually, I was pretty happy when he left. Son of a bitch. But I also still don't care. Our family is broken down piece by piece, day after day. He is the person that caused all of this. Caused my pain. Caused everything. I just don't care. It might seem like I'm heartless, but all this pent up emotion and just anger and hatred, it would do that to someone. And I don't care how people look at me after this. I just really don't. I just want to see the absolute agony on his face. And oh, looky here, there it is. The thing I wanted for my whole life. To see the agony, the despair, the destroyedness of your face. It's so wonderful. Then Deku taps his foot and he says this one word that sent chills down Endeavor's spine. A move that his mother used before. Ice Age. And the whole arena became snow. Black snow. And black snow was coming down from the skies. And all the Endeavor family, all the Shoto, all the Todoroki, I think it's Todoroki family. Shoto Todoroki, Endeavor Todoroki. Yeah, Dabi Todoroki. Yeah, it's Todoroki family. I think it was Shoto Todoroki. Yeah, the Todoroki family. Damn it. Todoroki Shoto. Oh yeah, so yeah. Okay. Todoroki family knew this technique. And I wondered how Deku knew it. But Deku didn't care. He tapped his foot again and Todoroki had to dodge ice flakes coming from the snow. He had to keep flipping and dodging. And Deku said this one word. He said, Todoroki, if you haven't realized that, I really don't care if I hurt you. So if you don't get up and use some fire, the flames that your flames, you're gonna get hurt. I don't realize I can't kill you. I forgot for a minute. I can't kill you. But what I can do is hurt you really bad until you give up. So that's what I'm gonna do. Normally I'm not like this, but hey, some people break at some point. Every person have their dark side, especially me, of how I've went through. But anyways, I will indulge this dance. But even if you use the fire, it wouldn't matter. That's why it's called black ice, eternal black ice. Keep on trying. You'll never win, so it doesn't really matter towards me anyways. Todoroki was tired, and he had enough. A blast of fire came from his left side, and he tried to shoot it towards shoot it towards um shoot it towards um Itachi. Well, basically Itachi, since no wait, and then he asked Todoroki, "What's my name, Todoroki? Say it. What's my name?" Itachi Todoroki. Perfect. Now dance. And Deku keeps on doing that for a whole hour until Todoroki uses fire instead of fireball towards him. Deku then put out his pinky finger and shoot a small blast of flame towards Todoroki. And the blast of fire extended and engulfed the fire and burnt the fire away. If you didn't know, Amaterasu can burn literal fire. So, meh. So, Todoroki. So, Todoroki then says, "Why are you doing this? You're my brother. Why would you do this?" Deku then says, "I'm not your brother. I never was. I was never a part of that stupid family that you call a family. If it's even one. A family is people who care about you. I don't remember anyone caring about me except our mother. And that's the only person that can call family in our little family, if you want to call it that." "No," he said, "you are my brother." I said, "No, I'm not. You are my brother." "No, I'm not. You are my brother, Itachi." "No, I am not." Deku started to go in a mental breakdown of sorts. His personality started to split. He wanted to hate Todoroki with all of his being, but he just couldn't. He had that Itachi mentality though. He has the name of Itachi, so he has to give some shits about his brother. I can't be having that. Then he became in conflict with himself, but he finally accepted it. You're right. I am Itachi, but I'm not just Itachi. I am Izuku Midoriya also. And at that point, Naruto's hair went from white to black again, to a pitch black color. But only this time, the edges of his hair was green. And using his mother's pyrokinesis, fused with his quirk, he can completely control his element. He then created ice spikes in thin air and sent them down towards Todoroki. They pinned Todoroki to the ground, and Deku said, "I am your brother, but I'm not gonna act like one. My name is Itachi Todoroki, but I'm not him. I am Izuku Midoriya, the son of..." What's her name again? Inko Midoriya. And goodbye, brother. He then took up Todoroki and blasted him out of the arena. And that's the end of that fight. And everything. Then Deku goes up and Dever tries to talk to his son, Itachi. But Deku tells him that his name is Itachi and he is his son. But he's, like I said to Todoroki, I'm not gonna act like family to you. I'm not gonna act like anything to you. The only reason I took back that name was mainly because of my mother. And Deku just walked off. Inko came running down the stairs to hug Deku because she knew that it had to hurt him to do something like that and to release his true emotion. She always knew that Deku was hiding his emotion, but she didn't know he was hiding it that much. But everything calmed down and the Deku and Katsuki fight happened, but Deku ended up winning. I'm not gonna go through that fight because this fight took so long to finish. And Deku was just chilling. He was chilling like a villain, bro. He's on his shit. He raised his hand in the air when he won and says, I'm here. And green lightning started to spark around Deku, his hair covering his eyes. But his eyes changed though. Yeah, he still had his green eyes, but a black slit came into his eyes. It was a genetic mutation with if one of his quirks combining with his others, it caused mutations with around his body. So it would adapt to his powers. So that became into a change, and his hair color was because of his inflicting emotions. It was always a mix of green and black, but now it's balanced. His hair is good. His base hair is black, but the ends of it was green. And Deku won the sports festival. And from there, Deku went to celebrate. Deku told the whole class that he could celebrate at their house. Even Todoroki. Todoroki was shocked. He found out that this was his brother, and he found out that his brother hated him so much, but he was still willing to carry him to his house. That's how nice Deku was. So they all went to Deku's house, and God, Jesus, it was big. It was two, not 3 times bigger than Momo's house, which was not too far from here, actually. And Deku took them a tour around his house. He went to the movie theater, but who was his name? Karashima. Karashima was already here. He was here before, so it doesn't really matter. Because, like I said, that's his best friend, and so he was way before everybody else. So they went to the movie theater in his house, the pool in his house, his living area, the dining area, the ballroom, the garage, and the gaming room. They all celebrated for the whole night with the maids cleaning up. After, Deku was satisfied with himself. And that's gonna be the end of this what if, guys, and just waiting this for the 1 hour mark. But anyways, I just want to thank you. And next arc would be the train with the pro hero, whatever his name was. That would be the next video. And I love talking to you guys. And tell me how good was this rating 1 to 10. And I put a lot of heart and soul into this bullet because this was a fatal fight between brothers, and it was climactic. Let's call it that. But that's the end of this video. Bye, guys.